seconds remaining.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the SLI Invitational. This is Game 2 between DC.SA and Infamous to see who is going to stay in the upper bracket and who is going to have to take that grueling path through lowers. Winner of this faces up against Lucchini, and loser of this faces, I'm not sure. They're not sure either. That game hasn't been decided yet. I'm Mike Lawrence, going to be casting this game for you guys as DC.SA do take game 1 after a chaotic game and, quite frankly, an insane Phantom Lancer performance by HFN. Not to say that anyone on DC was playing necessarily poorly, but just HFN was the standout. Infamous played pretty well also. It did seem like they were not quite keeping up in the farm department on the heroes that mattered. There was one fight near Roche. I think that was probably the big turning point where Infamous just lost a lot of their momentum. But we'll see. We saw Infamous make some pretty good plays. We know that DC can throw a game, so this game is definitely up in the air for right now. Quick look at the picks, quick look at the bans. Venomancer is still in the pool, actually. Nature's Prophet as well. We've seen a lot of love towards that hero from the SA scene. So, you know, go for that if you want to. Infamous, pretty dangerous up against Spirit Breaker. I would say it's more likely that Infamous pick up a Venomancer right now, and then DC.SA respond with a Nature's Prophet, perhaps? You got a couple of options here and there. Batrider, Nyx Assassin, all still in the pool. I mean, bans nowadays are... I don't know. I mean, last game, there was a Night Stalker. He's first banned now. Necrophos pretty frequently gets through and is picked up along with AA, so... It really is just like a matter of preference to some extent. Guys, do I know how to draft in this patch or what? It's pretty freaking obvious, man. I mean, the Silencer is just a little bit of extra flavor. I don't mind Silencer first picks all that much. I feel like that hero is situationally powerful, but in those situations where he is powerful, he is so good. And yeah, you're hunting down Nature's Prophet, you're trying to counteract a Spirit Breaker initiation. Global Silence, you could definitely do a hell of a lot worse. For right now, though, we'll see what Infamous can get to respond to this Nature's Prophet. Very low chance that Infamous themselves are going to pick up the Nature's Prophet since they're versing the Spirit Breaker, so they need to try to get some sort of very mobile hero. Leo Style played a mean Storm in the last game. Despite losing, I would say that is a possibility, but not really that much fun playing Storm up against Spirit Breaker. You get charged 24/7 in mid lane. Not fun. Storm definitely is the hero you want up against Nature's Prophet. And you can go for a Clock as well. Get the vision, get the hook shot action. Ember Spirit's not too bad. Puck is banned out, so you can't go for that. But you do definitely need some way responding to that Nature's Prophet. Right now, Shaker and the initiation is going to be kicked out along with that Batrider. And for Infamous, taking out Lycan and AA. I mean, yeah, Howl with Nature's Prophet is certainly very strong, so Lycan, fine, but AA is a hero that is... I love the hero to death. Like, that is one of my favorite support heroes, but he definitely is not without his weaknesses. He's a support hero who pretty much does nothing by himself until he gets his ultimate. He's very, very reliant on his allies. Very similar to someone like a Shadow Demon. They will just grab the Bounty Hunter. Infamous looking to get that snowball rolling. Track on Nature's Prophet is pretty good if you can land it, but Bounty Hunter, as far as scouting out Nature's Prophets are concerned, is only kind of medium at that, because you could see the Nature's Prophet, but you can't always make sure you set up for a kill, since stun-wise, Infamous have ones of stuns, and it's a mini stun for the Shuriken. Not exactly what I would call impressive. We'll see still what Infamous are going to do to try to accelerate their game plan. And Bounty Hunter is a pretty good start. The fact that they can start swinging intelligence for themselves. And Silencer is pretty good. So far, DC don't really have that much magic burst, so maybe Infamous keeping themselves open for a Terrorblade type pick. Join with that Venomancer, start pushing down structures. They will take a lot of tower damage in the meantime, simply because it's a Nature's Prophet. He could just say, screw all that, I'm going to push somewhere else. DC, what initiation do they want outside the Spirit Breaker? Spirit Breaker and Earthshaker already being out kind of limits it a little bit. That is not an initiation hero. That's a Dazzle. Pretty powerful along with Nature's Prophet in the early phase of the game when you can actually use that Shadow Wave effectively. But to me, it looks like DC might be keeping the door open for a little bit of Huskar action. The Infamous are ill-prepared to deal with that, for sure.
5 seconds remaining.
And, I mean, AA is banned out by Infamous. They definitely just need a hero with a lot of physical damage. It's going to be, you know, one thing to pick the hero, it's another to actually manage through that potential Huskar in lane. And if it's not Huskar, it's not Huskar. It's not a big deal. I mean, DC can get any sort of fragile mid lane hero to partner up with the Dazzle, get a Terrorblade for themselves. Maybe not the best up against the Venomancer, but, you know, a Troll and a Shadow Fiend for the mid lane. Like, they have serious options with this Dazzle. And this is going to make Infamous burn through, I want to say, the vast majority of their reserve time. What do you pick up now if you're anticipating something along the lines of a Huskar? You just got to get some physical damage, right? With a Silencer support, it's hard to really get a devastating lane going, so you kind of need a self-sufficient laner. You can go for Bloodseeker's not too bad. I really like CK in this patch, but I'm pretty sure these guys don't. And Anticipatory Ursa, it feels like any way they pick to counter that Huskar could just be then ignored because they could just not go for Huskar. I mean, this Dazzle is, you know, obviously with Huskar, that's the go-to, right? That's what everyone's scared of. Bristleback is okay, not the best. But they could also just as easily go for a Drow. Drow here for DC is actually incredibly legit. I feel like if they're going to do it, it probably will be... Well, I mean, they get the next pick after the ban phase. They can do it 4th or 5th. It really doesn't make that much of a difference, I don't think. With Nature's Prophet, Dazzle, Drow, get, again, any one of those mid laners that I suggested earlier. They can hit such a deadly timing push right now. Infamous have no counter push. I mean, they have Plague Wards to defend. They're going to go for a Luna instead. Not too dissimilar from Drow, although definitely lacks the punching power of the Drow Ranger as far as sharing that damage is concerned. A very similar situation. The Infamous side don't really have heroes to punish the type of like glass cannon-y, fragile heroes of DC. They don't have that Earthshaker or that big sudden initiator. The way they initiate is a little bit slower. They will track you up, they'll run in with the Bristleback, they'll try to gale you. They'll have Global Silence to counter-initiate, but for Infamous, they really do need some way of just crashing in as fast as possible. Who is that going to be? I mean, Bristleback and Venomancer already. They have a little bit of lane flexibility. Bristleback offlane, we've seen that time and time again. Is not the worst versus Luna, but will sometimes struggle depending on how the lane is set up. Tinker will be kicked out. It almost has to be like a Storm Spirit type hero, right? Like, they really need that form of initiation. If they go for like a kind of a slow sieging hero like Shadow Fiend, like I could see Infamous getting a lot done in the early game, but at that point, yeah, you'll be able to take down a handful of towers, but you're going to be losing towers just as quick, I would say, against Luna and Nature's Prophet. So trying to just out-aggressive DC.SA with their Luna pick is going to be kind of tough. Infamous could really try to go for that in the form of a PA. That actually won't be that bad. Like, you will have the ability to take down towers. It's not as good as Shadow Fiend, obviously, but what you do get is the ability to just insta-gib and say, hey, Dazzle, you're going to have a tough time. And Dazzle already is going to have a tough time. They're not the most CC on Infamous, but there's a Global Silence, and really tough to build around Global Silence as a Dazzle. You just don't get enough farm to have many item options. DC.SA just looking for their mid lane. Invoker. No, it's a Pugna. A lot more aggressive than the Invoker, that's for damn sure. There's another hero that kind of gets screwed over by that Global Silence, so Silencer first pick. Looking pretty darn good right now for the Infamous side. There are quite a few heroes that do fine versus Pugna. As far as the heroes that absolutely crush Pugna, there aren't really that many that are still left in the pool. Invoker seems kind of meh here for Infamous. It's not really the best. Can they Ember? Again, that's going to be just exceedingly average. I really like what DC have done with their draft right now. They have the ability to kill off towers very aggressively. Just slow siege 24/7. Really force Infamous to come to them. Ban out of that Earthshaker in that second ban phase as well. Very, very smart. And now we got a Bloodseeker for Infamous, so they will in fact go for that hero a little bit later than I thought. But pick it up, and along with the Bristleback, put themselves in a situation where if they're going to be sieged, they're just going to be sieged. Like, there's really not much they can do about it. But if they're able to get on the map and try to get some kills proactively before DC can get set up, then that's really where they're going to shine. The Bloodseeker's a little bit awkward versus Luna, simply because, yeah, the silence isn't always going to come immediately. If you rupture her, you might eat a face full of moonbeams, and that's never fun. But being able to isolate the likes of Nature's Prophet, being able to get on top of a Pugna, you have some pretty big game there as the Bloodseeker. Single target initiation, maybe not, you know, like a Storm Spirit or a Clockwork able to crash in Earthshaker, but given the options, I think that's probably one of the better ones that Infamous could have gone for. The pool of great heroes here for Infamous was pretty small. They're going to be on the defensive, and we'll see if they can actually hold it. Again, they'll have Venomancer wards. That's not nothing. They'll have the Bloodseeker and his Bloodright, really good at clearing through creep waves. But, I mean, Pugna, Luna, and Nature's Prophet all do so much push. And you can only have so many heroes in a lane to respond to them. Like, Luna, Dazzle can stick together, Nature's Prophet can be by himself, Pugna can be by himself as well. So, you know, how do you actually answer that? Not entirely sure, so I'm really liking what the Radiant have done with their draft, and I favor them. Probably like a 60-40. But who knows? Sometimes you just go off as a Bloodseeker. I wonder if there's been a single SA game that hasn't had a pause in the beginning. That was actually a pretty short one. Alright, well, take a quick look at items, see if there's anything that's out of the ordinary. No, that's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. I'm sure Pugna will get some regen from his buddies. Bloodseeker, yeah, pretty standard stuff here. We got Boots first on the Bounty Hunter. They're going to be a little bit aggressive around the map. Again, that is really where Infamous are going to be most likely to hit their stride. Just take the Bounty Hunter, be very, very aggressive early, set up just a handful of kills. And DC, once they're behind, you know, these types of heroes can recover. Luna, Nature's Prophet, Pugna, they can recover into the mid-late game. Or, you know, even into the mid-game, like, mostly when that's where they're going to be recovering. But it takes them a while. They need a lot of space. And the more you slow them down, the less space they'll have, the more pressure is going to be put on Nature's Prophet, which means that your target is very clear. Just set up those anti-Tinker wards, see the Nature's Prophet whenever he teleports in, and deal with him. Because if there's like a Luna that's under-farmed, she can get farm, but she needs to clear the jungle several times over. And they're going to make the same exact play, this time with the Luna, but they are walking into a 3v3 scenario. But Lunar Blessing is a real ability. And Charge is going to come in. Leo Style is in the front right now. Gale is going to be lined up only onto one, though. King RD already used that Poison Touch. They're going to try to focus down Excel. King RD is going to fall for first blood, stealing that int. Excel still not dead just yet. Matthew has another charge soon. Oh, I don't even know if it's going to be enough. He does have vision somehow, and he gets another right click in. He placed a very aggressive obs moving in. That's how he landed that charge. Still, did they get the rune? What's the rune split looking like? That's going to be 3-1 for DC. And they are going to not lose their courier over in the mid lane either. It's not ideal. You lose your Dazzle, you give int over to the Silencer. That's first blood as well. You could certainly have done a little bit better there. But the end result, DC, I'm sure they're not going to be too upset about that. Leo Style going up against this Pugna should be a pretty good matchup for the Bloodseeker. Pugna doesn't have enough offensive power to keep Leo Style from getting close to the creep wave. Some heroes do have that, Tinker for example, but Pugna can't really do it. He'll occasionally blast him, he'll chip him down, but you can see the Bloodseeker pretty easily can get all the CS that he wants. Deny, deny, deny. So the Pugna might struggle a little bit there. But speaking of struggling, HFN hit with the Gale. They did not expect Stinger to be here. Poison Touch is out. HFN needs to be denied right now, and King RD isn't going to be able to sneak it in. Still Excel taking a couple shots from Matthew, but he's not doing enough damage. Only a level 1 Spirit Breaker who got tagged by the Gale. And Infamous are starting to brew some chaos in this game. Again, starting these fights very early on. Bloodseeker needs that space for the early levels, but crucially it's the Bounty Hunter who's making all of that happen. Just the fact that they have a whole bunch of ranged heroes, and the fact that there's only a Dazzled Poison Touch. Level 1 Poison Touch is pretty bad. It doesn't really do a lot. I mean, damage-wise it's okay, but CC-wise, you're not doing much with that. This is a really, really tough sell here for DC. Let's take a quick look at this top lane, since it's going to be pretty boring. Nature's Prophet can always TP away from the Bristleback if he needs to. So there's really no chance that either of these two can kill each other unless someone rotates up there. But this Luna just doesn't have enough range to deal with these heroes. And yeah, they can land the charge. Maybe, but you're charging into Gale. The Silencer's already level 2, already stole 4 ints. They're going to charge in towards Excel. They do get the Poison Touch, and with a couple more glaives, they finally have that Shadow Wave from the Dazzle. That's going to make the difference on the Silencer, and maybe even towards Pizza. They get a Lucky Bash. Another Lucky Bash. Sometimes lucky. 17%. Where you at? Stinger is going to survive as the dust comes out a little bit too late, but we can see the difference between a level 1 crash in from DC and a level 2. It is just night and day, and this is not supposed to be happening. King Tech is going to jump in using like the most ghetto blink available to him. Another charge is coming in that will guarantee vision. A couple more shots, and got him. Never mind, I guess it's not impossible to see these two kill each other. But yeah, there's a big difference in between what happened on the bottom lane just now and what happened before. You have the additional burst damage from the Dazzle, and that Shadow Wave does do a lot of damage, but still it's an additional nuke of 80. It's a good like 2 right clicks. Nuke of 80, you get the greater bash damage as well. Oh, careful there, Nature's Prophet. He'll be fine, right? Yeah, he's fine. Oh, that's not fine. Bloodseeker's going to go in deep for a tune. Lots of movement speed on the Bloodseeker thanks to that Nature's Prophet health state. Charge coming in towards the Bristleback. Can Nature's Prophet TP back in 2 seconds. Matthew is just laying into him. Here comes the Prophet. There is a Sprout, and it's going to wall him off. And I think they got him. They do. Lots of quills being put into the Spirit Breaker, and a lot of movement speed from a Bloodseeker. This is not Bloodseeker. That's a Bounty Hunter. Should still get the kill. Shuriken, easy kill. Where is the Bloodseeker? He is messing with mid lane. Although he is not quite as fast as he would like since Spirit Breaker died. Still 22-11. Quite a few denies for Leo Style, plus the solo kill, or kill. Not doing too bad for himself. Although, takes a Decrepify Blast. No, he canceled it. I don't know why he canceled it. I mean, if you're gonna Decrepify him, you gotta blast him, right? I don't know. Seems like a good idea. Bottom lane, in the meantime, calm down a little bit. The Luna is being outlast hit slightly, but not something that she can't recover from. Matthew is gonna be spotted by a whole bunch of heroes, and he's ruptured as well, so he's just dead. More intelligence for Excel, a killing spree for Leo Style. And the Toon is gonna back off. He'll be just fine. That is such a fast level 6 though. It's not even 5 minutes in. I mean, again, 3 kills now in total for the Bloodseeker. That'll kind of do it for you, man. That will definitely help. Jeez, this guy is going to be really tough to deal with. Leo Style just tends to take over games. Like, we didn't see it last game because they lost, but you could definitely tell how competent of a player he was. You can watch any of other Infamous games, and you can definitely tell Leo Style is definitely the type to take charge of those games. Nature's Prophet again going in. I do hit him with a little bit of Wrath of Nature. Now Nature's Prophet has got to leave. They're still going in. The Bristleback is getting a lot of backup here, and now Tekka's just dead. At least they'll be able to get the Bristleback, right? No, they can't. He just turned his back, and I don't think they have enough damage here. Matthew's gonna go down, despite getting a bash. They just didn't see the teleports come in. They were too late, too far in, and oh man, they jump in with the movement speed. Thanks to that dive, and also kill off the Pugna. 8-5 Infamous are striking back in a big way. Now Luna and Dazzle are left alone in the bottom lane for a little while. With Nature's Prophet arriving, got a Blightstone. Put quite a bit of damage into this tower. There is a sentry here for King RD, not dropped just yet. Well, that's... Of course we gotta pause. Of course we gotta pause. I agree. This Bloodseeker's a problem, though. This Bloodseeker is a big problem. Level 7, almost level 8. Already with the power treads there. And, yeah, I mean, the fact that Bloodseeker is farmed is bad. The fact that your Pugna is not farmed is even worse for DC. He's only level 5 at this stage. And there's not really much he could do about that. His allies are just constantly going in a little bit too deep.
Wow!
And that means that Bloodseeker just gets this insane benefit from the thirst. Let's see if they can actually deal with that Bloodseeker. I mean, as farmed as Bloodseeker is, and make no mistake, he is very farmed, everyone else on his team isn't really doing ridiculously well. They're doing alright. It's not an impossibility to come back from that. Oh, Courier took the safe route to try to dodge bounty hunters and ended up walking right into him. That is a big pickup. That's the Ring of Aquila for the Luna. That's, you know, normally just a decent item to have, but in this case, when you're making a push happen, you absolutely need that aura. I don't think they could actually continue it. I don't really know why King RD is trying, because he's got a bounty hunter right on top of him with the Bloodseeker right around the corner. Good luck, bro. Brave and then run and bleed and poison. Spend your gold. He's dead. Dazzle sticking around for a little bit too long. Nature's Prophet again. Putting the hurt, at least trying to, on this Bristleback. He's been bullying him the entire game. Bristleback's a full 1k down beneath the Nature's Prophet net worth. There is a bounty hunter to arrive, level 4. He's actually really high level for right now. There's a sentry placed. The bounty hunter is going to stumble right into it. And the charge is going to be cast though. There is dust. Now it's going to apply, and they do see him with the charge. Venomancer's coming in, Wrath of Nature does bounce through, and already the bounty hunter's not looking too hot. Although the Nature's Prophet, he's got to leave quickly, and he will get out of there. Bloodseeker come in and be very quickly at... Oh, well, Matthew is in a corner. He'll go down first. Bloodseeker is coming in. And they're just starting fights with the skeleton crew. HFN's still on this bottom lane. That was a pretty easy response, obviously. Like, you get dusted, but you don't get charged immediately. As the bounty hunter, like, you are able to survive for a very long time. Gives a little bit of time for Atune and Luna, HFN, to get some recovery farm. And this is a really big kill. They are moving in with pretty much everyone. Decrep, Drain, Blast, and Charge coming in. Will connect onto Leo style. A couple more hits needed. One more. Not quite. 30 HP. Nature's Prophet's going to teleport in, and Matthew's going to get the kill, even without the Nature's Prophet. Now they do see the Bounty Hunter. They're going to lose vision because they don't have True Sight. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. They got the kill on the Bloodseeker, giving the entirety of DC a ton of gold there. Mostly onto that Spirit Breaker. Get out of here. Atune's still here, though. The Gale did miss. He does have another life drain, and he's going to walk into a Sentry Ward. Drain him out. Sucky, sucky, little Pugna. 7-11. Luna, in the meantime, is still just farming. Didn't really have the easiest lane up against the Venomancer, so understandable she needs this time. Although it is very difficult considering that she has, like, you know, not much farm. She's about 1,000 net worth right now, despite having 3k real net worth. Courier still is dead. But she'll get her farm eventually, right? Come back, Courier. Yeah, now HFN can actually farm at a reasonable rate.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bloodseeker, first item, Blade Mail. Lets him very confidently move in towards Luna's. No fear with that Eclipse, and oh no. That was... Stinger actually almost set up for that Courier kill again. That would have just been excessive insult to injury. Just flag on the play. Excessive violence.
That's for me.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
He got it. I look away for 2 seconds and he gets it. It wasn't holding anything, but man, this guy is a real annoying little guy. I think of using some more choice expletives, but I decided against it. You're welcome. I mean, Luna still got what she wanted. Still is going to get that Mask of Madness shortly. The big problem with Mask of Madness in this game is that it is very easy to get caught out when you use it. And if you do use it, Bloodseeker is going to tear you up. The Bristleback is going to tear you up. Again, it's mostly a farm item. You don't really get it with the intention of being an insane fighter, especially in this game. But with the Bounty Hunter on the other end, it makes Mask of Madness, the weakness of Mask of Madness, a lot more apparent. Shuriken, oh, almost connects. You're saying I can dodge shurikens? Oh, Pepita is being charged, but he's way too far. Although Lucid Beam and a charge actually does come in time. Never mind, Pepita's down. I thought he was fine with that TP, but just short. And now that Venomancer down, they're going to start pushing that top lane, Wrath of Nature. Bouncing through pretty much all the waves, giving them a lot of momentum. There are tracks going to be thrown out soon. The Ring of Aquila is active, no Mask of Madness just yet, and they know there's no Rupture. That's the big deal here. Bristleback's going to arrive, does have that hood. HFN's going to TP out Shuriken, this time going to cancel. Already at half HP, Global Silence is there, no Eclipse available. Luna, dead. Anyone else going to go down? Nature's Prophet going to sprout himself, but they still see him. Cool Spray, they just right-click him down. Never mind, that's good enough. DC.SA lose two very big heroes on bot, but are able to start pushing up top lane with the blast. They'll take down tier 1. It's quite a steep price in the Nature Prophet and Luna, but ultimately not all that bad. And yeah, Infamous, they do have the super stacked Bloodseeker, but again, this farm disparity is super concerning. Something you would expect the Bounty Hunter to be able to maybe not solve, let's say alleviate with that track. But so far, that's been a little bit slow out the gate. Got track a while ago, has had one track kill, I want to say. Nature's Prophet and Pugna just going to work on these structures. Blightstone getting some serious value, and Bristleback TPing in is pretty aggressive, but it looks like it'll scare enough of the DC squad away. In the meantime, HFN spotted by the Bounty Hunter. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You might want to use Mask of Madness to farm right now, but she is spotted. She doesn't have Mask of Madness to use just yet, but is ruptured. And if she eclipses right now, Blade Mail is just going to wreck her. Yeah. Well, I mean, they may get Excel in the background. That's something, I guess. The Bounty Hunter will run into the Pugna. No True Sight, though. Blast misses. They scan, and he's long gone. Nothing you really do about that as Luna. I mean, Eclipse is a long cooldown, but it's not really super valuable in this game at this stage. Versus choice heroes it is, but yeah, up against that Bloodseeker it's way too tough. There's a charge going towards Pepita. And there's a TP coming in towards Pepita as well. Pepita is going to get charged. He does not have his ultimate, Nether Strike, and that does a lot of damage. One more right click, got him. Instant TP out from the Nature Prophet. He's fine, Matthew. He has a charge, and he has charged targets, but he's silenced for right now. Turn around, charge through, Global Silence, not going to do anything, but the Blood Rite should kill him. Oh, actually, that was Rupture that killed him. Whatever. It's all good. Still, trading the Spirit Breaker for the Venomancer is a reasonable trade for DC.SA. Again, these kills aren't really about making sure you get the Spirit Breaker gold or getting Nature Prophet gold. It's really just bringing Infamous back, really far back compared to where they want to go, and therefore giving space to your Luna and your Pugna to farm up. Again, these heroes need recovery time. So as long as you can make even-ish trades, even slightly bad trades, as long as you're able to farm in the meantime with these important heroes, it's worth it. And that time, you make a good trade, still able to farm, definitely worth it. Now, this is interesting from Matthew. Okay. There you go. Gotta let him know what's what, and then lose all the creeps. It was close, I guess. Ancient stack being built. HFN doesn't quite yet have that level 4 glaive where you get 6 bounces. And uh-oh, King RD is in a really, really high amount of trouble. More int for Excel. Observer gonna see the stack. They can clear it right now. They'll look for the tower first. Nature's Prophet is pushing up towards top lane. From the back, there's a Bounty Hunter, Nether Ward, tucked in the trees. It's not really going to do a ton of damage here, but it is going to, do nothing. Walk in, take a tier 1, kill off the Dazzle for the upteenth time. Again, Luna just trying to get some space. Top lane, Tekka, same thing. Drums, Hand of Midas, very, very vulnerable right now, but is going for that recovery build. She wants to play the long game. And now Luna should be coming straight in. This stack is, of course, spotted. You have to probably deal with that Observer Ward. They see it now. Nature's Prophet will send his goons in to deal with it. I like the personal touch of hired goons. And there's no level 4 Moonglaive, but still, with everyone here protecting the Luna, they'll be fine. Although from the side comes Bounty Hunter, from the other side comes Pepita. They're caught, yes, on the shrine, but still in a precarious position because such close quarters. Bloodright does go up, and the Nature's Prophet gonna try to TP out. He gets it interrupted, and he will go down. Off to the side, Luna is not looking too hot either. There are too many creeps here, and she's silenced, so she can't even eclipse. She's dead as well. No way they can save her. They'll try to with the Grave, and that's actually going to turn out with a huge eclipse. She got blood raged. Oh my god, she healed so much. They botched that so hard. Huge Decrepify as well, saving her from the right click. Is going to end up going down to poison of all things. But how did the Dazzle actually cast that? Like, I still thought it was Global Silence, but apparently it wore off just in time. And she got a massive eclipse off. Oh my god. Alright guys, so apparently you're able to get the Global Silence off just in time, and if you're Blood Raged with Eclipse, and the fact that you get last hits and kills is gonna swing things huge for DC. I mean, that still isn't great for them, right? Like, they still lose the Nature's Prophet and the Luna, but they gain the Bloodseeker, they gain the Bounty Hunter. It's expensive, but it could have been so much worse. I did not expect the Dazzle to be able to sneak in there with the Grave. I thought the Global Silence would have lasted for just long enough. It's only level 1 Global Silence, but man, that seems really, really quick. Damn, what a accidental turnaround. King RD with the plays. Played real solid as the Coddle last game.
Go for me.
Doing his job as the Dazzle, it seems. Excel. Decrepified. Amped up by the Veil. Blasted and drained. You're dead. Oh, here comes a couple of angry Dire Heroes. Now the Strike goes into the Bounty Hunter. Gets the Spearbreaker a lot of room, actually, and they're going to charge right through. They still see Stinger, but no one's actually hitting him. So it'll be Matthew to get graved up first. I'm not sure how he lives through this, especially with the Bloodseer coming in at like 1,000,000 movement speed. Matthew, he's dead. Dazzle, he's dead as well, but Nature's Prophet up towards top lane along with the Luna is going to be cleaving through this creep wave as well as this tower. There's no Eclipse. Are they really going to fight this? HFN's going to stick around. He doesn't have any other options. He doesn't have a TP, so he's got to fight to the death. He's going to take a lot of damage here. He's got stick charges, but still 15 seconds left to survive. Here comes the Pugna to give him a little back. Oh my god! He casted something, and the other one obliterated him. But also the Bloodseer comes in and obliterates the Pugna in kind. Luna, now stuck in the trees, will go down as well. And that is a really bold move to make. I mean, obviously the Nature's Prophet can get out of there, but Luna sticking up there with no TP, I'm not really sure about that. If she immediately TPs as soon as, I guess Venomancer TP'd in first, if she just immediately respawn TPs, she's fine. Even if you don't get the tower, it's not the end of the world, so a little bit of over-aggression there from DC. We'll still see how much damage this Bloodseeker is able to do. Of course, everyone's already sufficiently softened up, so he's got some serious thirst stacks working for him, but this game, despite being 7 kills behind, DC.SA still doing their best, kicking pretty hard, and gotta attribute a lot of this to this Nature's Prophet play. Not the most spectacular score, but the degree at which he's able to keep Infamous off balance, push those side lanes, and he set up quite a few kills along with the Spearbreaker as well. Again, preventing Infamous from doing what they really want to do, which is just hunt for kills 24/7. Can't hunt for kills when you're losing your structures. You gotta teleport back.
Dazzle.
Luna's starting to get to a really competitive amount of farm right now. The Bristleback's recovering pretty well also. But Luna with the Dragon Lance, Mask of Madness, still isn't really going to be able to handle a Bloodseeker in a full-on fist fight, but it's not doing too bad for herself considering. The Bounty Hunter, though, is starting to stack up some serious track gold. That is the concern. Oh, Stinger is going to be dusted up. Another strike, not dodged by the Yule Scepter, and now he's just going to be a chain stun to death. That feeling when you drop a Sentry Ward as a bounty and then immediately see her standing next to one. Big smoke. Luna is presenting herself only. Perhaps a little bit too obviously. No one else in Infamous is going to take this bait. They're going to circle around Pepita. Teleporting out. He has a Yule Scepter of his own. Not quite enough vision here. HFN is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Well, Leo Style, HFN almost running into each other. But still we got Nature's Prophet being a rat. Bottom lane, Pugning to start shoving that one in. Right? No, they're just waiting for someone to come in. I mean, they're not going to arrive because it's Roche time. Bristleback got really messed up beforehand, but it doesn't really matter because look at that damage. Look at all these status effects on Roche. Jesus. Yeah, he's dead. Leo Style grabs the Aegis. It is certainly possible to kill off a Bloodseeker, but you kind of have to burst them down, and with Blade Mail up on the Bloodseeker, it kind of requires an Eclipse that's therefore going to kill the Luna, so she needs a BKB to block that. It's a whole mess, really. You can take a tower on the bottom lane, not bad at all. TP coming in is going to dust up for Stinger. Sprout, oh, doesn't quite wall, nor does it trap. Yule Scepter will cancel the charge, and how the hell did they... Oh, blink Yules. That's my bad, guys. In the meantime, Matthew trying to TP out of his situation. Dust Up is just out of range. He's going to charge in again. Matthew might be going a little bit too deep for this one because he knows that he's running towards Infamous Heroes. Blink Gale. Matthew is hit with all the poison in the world. Turn around for another strike. You might as well. Never mind. You're just going to die. Even more int for the Silencer now. Mantis Style is being built by the Luna. Only 1k gold behind the Bounty Hunter. Not a bad deficit. But is in a lot of trouble right now. Can't TP out. Is just going to turn around for Eclipse. Do a lot of damage to the Bounty Hunter. Force him back. The Gale is going to arrive onto the Luna. Yule Scepter afterwards. TP is coming in spades. The Bloodright will land, though she doesn't really have much to cast anyway. She's graved soon. Plus being healed by a Attune. She has so much HP. They take down a Courier, and ultimately, DC don't lose anything. And they're going for a little bit more. Tekka maybe a little bit too far forward, though. Bloodright is going to separate the fight as the Wrath of Nature does bound through, do quite a bit of damage, but Leo Style should get the last hit here, I would imagine, getting a lot of HP back. Charge in from Matthew. Has another strike because he saved it, but the Yule Scepter and the Global Silence will set up for the kill on both Attune and Matthew. Still trying for another strike. Takes down the Aegis only. Matthew will unfortunately go down, probably, unless he charges out somehow. No. He tried. They saved the Luna, but Nature's Prophet going way too deep by himself. Without that Luna, I mean, Rupture lasts so long. And when you're fighting in lane like that, that circle is just so huge. It splits up the fight every single time, and if you can't cast spells as a Pugna, you're screwed. They mistake a really nice fight for themselves. HFN jumps up towards the top lane, immediately following that escape. Well, Courier. That's like the 4th or 5th Courier that's died this game. That's actually the 4th Courier that died this game. 3 of Radiance Courier and 1 of the Dire. Ooh, Bristleback is really far out, but the charge gets cancelled. We can still go in for this. Decrepify. And, well, actually everyone's here. They also have a Silver Edge on Tekka, so no Bristleback passive for you. Gets broken and immediately taken down. Charging forward for more. They know that this is the sweet spot where the enemy Silencer does not have his ultimate. Gotta try to make something happen, but there are not many opportunities here. The tower on tier 2 mid still standing. But there's no Roche to take. You can't take Shrines yet, obviously. Stinger. Beams. Yeah, it's so hard to kill him with these heroes since he has Yules. Gale's going to land onto everyone, and Luna is going to get tagged with the silence. But again, the heal is there. She's going to stop moving, and now is about time where you just want to chill right here. Just wait for the Rupture to wear off. If you are forced into a fight, fine. If you'd really rather not, Matthew going to try to give him some cover. Nova lands only onto the Pugna, though, and another strike goes in towards the Venomancer. Matthew going a little bit too ham there. That was another track kill, it looked like. Shrine up. They should know that they're walking into a very dangerous position right now. They're going to abandon the Shrine and TP out. Matthew once again being sacrificial cow, not lamb. Bloodseeker is stacked, but Luna, you can see, is catching up. Bounty. Sees a Nature's Prophet. Track will keep vision through the Silver Edge if he casted it. Does he know that he's being shadowed? Nature's Prophet is going to see absolutely everyone here. There is a lot of backup coming in. There is a beam for Excel. They cancel the TP. Couple of right clicks here from Luna. The Yule Scepter will slow him down substantially. The Bristleback will walk out of there as well. Good attempt, but not going to happen this time. Silver Edge into BKB for the Nature's Prophet. Roshan not up just yet. There is another Global Silence, so DC's super aggressive play that we saw earlier over here, probably not going to replicate until they can pull it out another one of those silences. By that time, if they really play it slow, they may be able to get BKBs on both Nature's Prophet and Luna. Like, they're just farming that fast. Yeah, maybe not. That's really far away. Luna's not too far away from it. She has Manta Style to get rid of the silence, or one silence, but there are quite a few things you want to Manta Style off in this game. Infamous still with the net worth lead. Not by a huge amount, though. Certainly not insurmountable. We're talking about Nature's Prophet split push. We're talking about Pugna, who is very close to his Aghanim Scepter, just 600 away. Once you get that, as long as you avoid the Global Silence and or the Bloodright, you should be fine. Uh-oh, they found Stinger with the charge. They caught themselves a Bounty Hunter. He does have Yule Scepter. Can't use it, though. Perfect chain stun, thanks to the Spirit Breaker, and they also see the Venomancer. Well, he will blink out of there. Oh, they see, more importantly, the Bloodseeker. What you doing here, bro? He's going to pop the Blade Mail, but the body blocks from Matthew. Global Silence forced out Matthew in the front. Again, kind of left alone. Will go down. They did break the Bristleback, but he's going to be able to chop his way out of that Sprout, no problemo. And the Bloodseeker, in a really bad spot, is able to make his escape. That is super risky from the Bloodseeker, being that close to that gank. But as long as he survives, nothing else matters. You can see that DC, even though they're technically behind, are not playing as such. Like, they're playing very, very confidently, going for these kills. What you got to do. You can't be too scared. If you're too scared, you never do anything, right? Kill the Prowler. Kill all Prowlers. Luna should have BKB very shortly. Ags on Pugna is great and everything, but still he doesn't have any BKB answers. Or Global Silence answers, rather. He also doesn't have any BKB answers, I guess, but if he gets Global Silenced or hit with the Bloodright, he's just going to be silenced. He has no other way of getting around that. They did force out the Global Silence, though, so it's a pretty good window of opportunity here. They're going to charge right by Leo style. They do decrepify him. Nether Strike as well as the Drain. He's going to pop the BKB. Physical damage, it's going to be close. Luna does get the kill, and now sitting in the Bloodright is Fearless with a teleport in from the Nature's Prophet. They're able to lift up the Venomancer and drop him into a Sprout. Bristleback has arrived. There's no more break for him, and Luna can't give chase because she got hit with the Rupture, but still they take down a whole mess of kills. Pepita does take out the Spirit Breaker with the poison damage over time, but another suck here on the Bristleback. Blades starting to bounce. Everyone and their mom is tracked up here, but still attuned. He's looking to fight. Everyone's graved, and as much sustain as the Dazzle can throw out, it's probably not enough. It's time to retreat. It looks like that will all be clean, and yes, Matthew, I think that one deserves some applause. Net worth advantage pared down to a little bit less than 1K after the update. Sorry guys, 1 second. Alright, good. I think I almost clicked stop stream. That wouldn't be a good idea. Probably a bad idea. As BKB first used on the Luna, you can see how confident she was, now pushing to the top of the net worth chart alongside that Nature's Prophet, who also picks up his BKB afterwards. DC definitely getting the act together, and now, ooh, even in the net worth lead. Not by a lot. But they have a lot of tools now. Now this is where Infamous are at their strongest, when they do have the global silence, although Stinger, sprouted up. He has no way of chopping through this already. He's the Force Staff. Bam. No, not bam. Just right clicks. That was anticlimactic, but still Stinger. Wandering over some True Sight, and they're not done just yet. 4v5, advantageous to say the least for the DC side. They need a break here for the Bristleback, or to go for someone else. Bloodseeker is going to force pop the BKB, but so does the Luna with the Eclipse doing a lot of damage. Leo style blocking a lot of it with his own BKB, but still the Glaives are bouncing through. HFN is ruptured, so he can't really get super close. Leo style's passage is blocked, and the Bloodseeker will fall. And the Luna is still A-okay. The Pugna, where is the Pugna? He's taking a lot of damage. He's sitting in the back, I guess poisoned up. Doesn't matter. Everyone else, mostly Tekka, is destroying the rest of Infamous. An army of trees at his disposal. And hey, look at that. It's time for Roach. And hey, look at that. A double damage rune. Play well, get rewarded. Attune and his damage burst. It's weird to say about a Pugna, but it's doing some serious work. Whoa, Matthew, calm down there. Calm down, bro. It's going to give them Aegis and Cheese. And there's no question about it anymore. DC.SA are in the lead. How is this... How do they still have a tier 1 top lane? I just assumed this tower would be dead by now. Okay, well they still have a tier 1. Not like it really matters. I mean, it kind of does. It limits the bounty hunter's movement options of where he can move around to scout. There's a giant blob of True Sight there. So, yeah, it actually isn't that useless.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Tekka's just an absolute monster. Every single rupture has gone towards the Luna, which I think is the right decision. It feels like this Nature's Prophet is kind of being disrespected in these fights. Where did his Wrath of Nature go? I don't know where that went. Keep in mind that most of these fights have started with Stinger getting picked off. Mostly because he's done stuff like that. When you track, no matter where you track from, you are revealed for a little bit. So if Matthew's quick, he can charge you. And then of course, if he's charging you, you're in trouble, man. Stinger will wander by a Luna. This is a double life Luna, so no chance for that. They have their eyes set on something perhaps a little bit better. Bristleback, beam, not quite in range. Use Mask of Madness, in fact. DC, though, they're feeling themselves. They got the double life. The threats on the enemy side, again, primarily this Bloodseeker. Really easy to kind of shrug off if you have this much spread power. Pugna, I mean, it's mostly Luna and Nature Prophet. Pugna still is a deceptively high threat despite his net worth. So yeah, when you have 3 heroes who would make a confident front up against the Bloodseeker, when Bloodseeker is not really being supported by the most amount of damage on his side, very easy to make a stand there. Like, Bristleback has an AC, yeah. And if he uses Shine on you, he can do some damage, but it will be not quite as spectacular as what HFN can put out now with Stretch Butterfly. They're going to go for a slow push. Nature's Prophet is on top lane, pushing it on multiple fronts. Now, he has BKB TP out, and I don't think Infamous have anything to get through that. They have a global silence, but you don't use BKB TP randomly. Although, he is going to be tracked up. Bloodseeker on his tail. Time to sprout. Time to BKB and leave. Actually going towards the mid lane, bot lane rather, where a fight is breaking out. He's going to arrive, though he doesn't have a break for this Bristleback. BKB holding for him. And Sprout, he had a Quelling Blade, so it doesn't really matter that missed. This Nether Ward is getting off a lot of blasts, but it's not doing a lot of damage. Still, Aegis on the DC side. cheese looks like it was probably consumed. No, it's still on the pug now. HFN on the front lines. Infinite HP gets 4-staffed in alongside Matthew, is just standing and confidently fighting. Will lose his Aegis, but the Global Silence has already been used, so he can pop right back up with the BKB and the Eclipse and do some serious damage if there's anyone to damage that's still alive. BKB does go up. Eclipse going to be popped right away, mostly hitting onto the Bristleback, not doing a lot of damage, but now is doing a ton, getting a lot of life back. How did he get that much life back? Did he get Blood Rage? Did they Blood Rage him again? Oh, did he get past the cheese? I think, no, he didn't. He just got a lot of life steal. He doesn't have Satanic, but it looked like he did. Another Blood Right to go down, charged right back in by Matthew again, providing so much space. Tekka is going to get lifted up out of his TP. He has another TP, he has another Invis, but I don't think he's going to make it out. But he'll take the Bloodseeker with the Drain. Atoon's laughing his ass off right now. He's enjoying this. Tekka does have buyback, and of course, being Nature's Prophet, has a TP in. Nature's Prophet is going to go all in. Not quite all in. Is going to go a little bit in. The Bloodseeker is dead for 80. He already bought back, and they know it. They're paying more attention than I were, apparently. HFN does not have a BKB here, though he does have his friendly healer behind him. Looks like Pugna is interested in doing a little bit more than healing. If you're in range, you're going to get your life sucked out. I want to suck your life. By the way, top lane's also being pushed by the Nature's Prophet. Look at the beauty that is Luna Glaives. Top range is still... Oh, GG, I guess. I feel like all these games end in like really odd GG timings, but DC, come back. As infamous with their Bloodseeker, though as farmed as he may be, not able to apply enough pressure team-wide. Getting HFN his farm, but I think, man, it's the Spirit Breaker and the Nature's Prophet. They did a hell of a lot this game, and ultimately it's just buy time, buy space for HFN to get that farm. What are we looking at graph-wise? Take a couple snapshots. Yeah, Bloodseeker was in the lead for like the entire game, not really by a huge margin. Again, that was pretty tight, but it was the rest of his allies that really struggled to keep up in farm. DC deal with the Bloodseeker in a pretty good way. I mean, this Bloodseeker was a problem, but no one else really was. That's going to push DC South America further into the winner's bracket with a future date versus Lucchini, which at this point is scheduled on September 16th. Might be rescheduled. I don't know. That's going to be played later on. Guys, this is the end of the stream for today. But that doesn't mean it's the end of Dota. The SLI South American qualifiers are going to be continuing for the next 4-ish days. So be sure to stick around, follow the channel. If you enjoyed the casting, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at Mike Loris. You can follow my Twitch page as well, where I will stream amazing content. I promise. Maybe. But guys, I'm done for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. GG.